My name is Zarrius Hildabrand, Zarrius Hildabrand.
Good morning, Mr. Hildebrand.
Good morning.
Mr. Hildebrand, what is your birthday?
My birthday is August 5th, 2002.
How old are you today?
I'm currently 23.
And when was your 21st birthday?
My 21st birthday would have been August 5th, 2003.
3?
Sorry, 2023.
Mr. Hildebrand, where were you born?
I was born in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
And do you have any brothers?
Yeah,
Do you have adopted brothers or blood brothers or both?
I have both.
How old were you when you were adopted?
When I was adopted, I was 6, but I went to foster. Or when I was adopted, I was 8, but I went to foster care when I was 6.
And when you went to foster care, did you have blood brothers with you?
Yes.
What were their names?
Denente and MJ.
And did you have a little sister?
Yes,
And were they brought into your foster home with you?
they were.
And did they go to your adoptive parents' home with you?
They did.
And then you said you also have some adopted relative brothers. Can you tell us about them?
Yes, they were my 2 older brothers, Caleb and Bradley.
And did you grow up with them?
Bradley not so much, and then Caleb was there every other weekend. So
And can you tell me, did you grow up with MJ?
I did.
What was your first memory of MJ?
Just him being a little brother.
Okay. Can you tell me do you remember much about your life before you went into foster care?
Bits and pieces, but most of my memories didn't really start till after I was adopted.
Okay. Do you recall if you've ever, before you went into foster care, what do you remember about your biological mom?
Not a lot. Kind of a ghost type presence. Like, I knew she was there, but I don't ever remember physically seeing her.
Do you recall if you ever got in the way between your mom and MJ somehow?
Not my mom and MJ, but my mom's boyfriends. I took a butt whooping for my little brother at one point.
How old were you when that happened?
4 or 5. He was still a baby when I did that.
And when you went to your mother Paula's home, how did your relationship with MJ develop?
I saw him as an annoying little brother until he got about 6th grade, and that's when he started to get active in sports and start growing up, and that's when I kind of realized that I wanted to be the older brother for him that I didn't have.
What do you mean by that?
So my older brother we're very different, and me and MJ were very much more alike, and I wanted to kind of help guide him to make sure that he did everything the right way.
And how far behind in school was MJ from you?
4 years, 5 years.
Do you remember where you went to high school?
I went to Central Hardin High School.
What year did you graduate?
2020.
Did you get to walk for your graduation, or was it during COVID?
It was a soft walk, but I did walk across the stage for my graduation.
And what did you do after you graduated from high school?
After I graduated high school, I worked a little bit. Worked at a Ford dealership for a little bit, and then I moved away, worked at a factory, and then came back home and realized that that's when I wanted to join the Army.
How old were you when you joined the Army?
I was 19.
Why did you join the Army?
I needed a sense of direction in life. At one point, my mom found a bunch of beer cans and was like, you need to do something with your life, and the Army was the direction I wanted to go.
So tell me about basic training. How old were you when you went to basic training?
I was 19 when I went through basic training.
What time of year and month was that?
It would have been September of 21 is when I started going through basic training.
What is basic training like?
It's one of the most stressful environments you'll go through. They try to take you from a civilian and form you into a soldier, essentially.
Did you meet anyone that you would grow to be friends with at basic training?
Yeah.
Did you meet Sariah at basic training?
I did, yes.
Tell me about the first time you saw her.
The first time I saw her, we were in formation. I was in 2nd platoon and she was in 4th platoon, and so my platoon was in front of hers, and I remember someone yelling my name or like whispering like Hildabrand, and I looked back and that's when I saw Sariah. That's the first time I saw her.
What'd you think?
I found her attractive, but I didn't really pursue it at the point.
And you were in basic training at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever go on a date with her?
Yes, we went on a date in AIT.
And can you tell the jury what AIT is?
It's essentially Advanced Individual Training is what it stands for, and it's job training. So, like, I was a 13 Bravo, and my AIT taught me how to do that.
What is that?
13 Bravo is just a cannon crew member. Cannon crew member.
Cannon crew member.
Yes, ma'am.
How big of a cannon?
I was on the 777, so it's a 155 millimeter round. It's, the best way to describe it is massive. It's a massive piece.
So tell us about this first date when you were in AIT.
So when you're in a training environment, which is what AIT is considered, it's considered TRADOC, and there's what's called a battle buddy system, and it can be 2 guys can go out by themselves or 2 girls can go out by themselves, but it can never be just a guy and a girl that go out by themselves. So one of my friends said, hey, let's go to the PX. It was Saturday, I didn't have anything else to do. I figured, why not? And I get to the PX and we sit at a table, and then Sariah's friends kind of drop her off and run away and leave me with me and my friend. He's sitting like 2 tables down, and it's me and Sariah.
And to give us a little bit of background on this, what state were you in at that time?
I was still at Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
And what is a PX?
It stands for Post Exchange, but it's like a big store that sells everything that you could ever need, essentially.
Does it have any fast food restaurants or?
It's kind of like a mall. There's restaurants, there's little stations, and then there's the big store attached to it.
And who was the friend that set this up?
Zach Farrar.
How long were you at AIT?
A couple months. My AIT was only 5 weeks, but I was a holdover for airborne school, so that took a little bit and took a while for me to go to airborne school.
And how long were you in airborne school?
Once again, probably about 5 weeks. I was a holdover because after I graduated, I had to get all my stuff situated so that I can come up to Alaska.
When did you find out you were moving to Alaska?
After I got my airborne orders, I didn't want to go to the duty station I was initially supposed to go to, so I picked up an airborne contract thinking I would go somewhere else, and I ended up coming to Alaska instead.
Do you remember the month and year you came to Alaska?
March, April of 22.
Were you still dating Sariah at that time?
I was.
When did you decide you wanted to marry Sariah?
Say when she first came up here, she came and visited me on my first block leave, which was in June of 22. And that's pretty much when I decided, like, I wanted to marry her.
Where did you get married?
We got married in Utah.
Who was there?
Her mom, her stepdad at the time, her grandparents, and then one of her friends was there as well.
And what day did you get married?
December 29th.
Did Sariah live in Alaska when you got married?
No, she still lived in Utah, but then ended up moving to Alaska.
When did she move?
She came up here in January and February of 2023.
Were you living in the barracks?
From the point to where I initially came up here to when I cleared the barracks, yeah, I was living in the barracks.
Did Sariah live with you in the barracks?
No, we had an apartment off post when she moved up here.
When did you move to that apartment?
It would have been late January, early February of 2023.
Do you recall the address of that apartment?
5210 Mockingbird Drive, and there was apartment number 13.
Zarrius, I want to talk a little bit more about some of your background information, specifically relating to alcohol. How old were you the first time you had alcohol?
14 through 16, one of those early years.
And how would you get it?
Initially, I would, sneak a beer here and there from my parents. And then later on, when I was about 16, I had a friend's mom who would buy us alcohol, and she would essentially let us drink at their place because she wanted us to be in a safe environment. She knew we were high school kids, we were going to drink anyways, and she just wanted us to be safe and in a healthy environment to where it was controlled, essentially.
Okay. Did you keep drinking after you graduated from high school?
Yes, I did.
And had you ever drunk to the point where you didn't remember what happened the night before, prior to your 21st birthday?
Once or twice, yeah, maybe more than that, but yes.
And how old were you when that happened?
I'd say the first time that happened, I was 18 or 19, and maybe happened once or twice a year until my 21st birthday.
Was Sariah older than you?
She was. She was older than me by 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day.
Did she ever buy you alcohol?
Of course.
Did your friends buy you alcohol?
Of course.
Did your colleagues in the Army buy you alcohol?
Yes.
When you drink heavily, you said sometimes you've blacked out. You recall that?
Yes.
Or you recall waking up and not knowing what happened?
Yes.
Would you ever watch videos of yourself doing things you don't remember doing?
Occasionally, yes. I would typically go through my phone after a night where I didn't remember what happened, and that's usually what my routine was.
And did you ever, besides blackout drinking, when you drink a lot, what would normally happen?
Usually find somewhere to go to sleep.
Have you ever slept hard through something while you were drinking?
Yeah, when I decide I want to lay down, pretty much the only thing that's going to wake me up is myself. I will wake up when I want to.
When you were 17, were you drinking at the point when you were 17 where you would just fall asleep?
Yeah.
And that was in Kentucky.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever drink at a bonfire?
Many times.
Do you recall if you ever slept through anything loud when you were at a bonfire in Kentucky?
Yes, naturally bonfires are loud, and people were throwing beer cans in the fire and it was making popping noises, and I slept through that.
I want to talk a little bit more about your relationship with Sariah. I specifically want to talk about a girl named Cheyenne.
Okay.
Zarrius, who is Cheyenne?
She was a woman I was having an affair with. She lived back in Kentucky.
How did you meet her?
We met when I was younger, before I'd left for the Army.
How did you communicate with Cheyenne?
We communicated on Snapchat.
When did you start talking to Cheyenne on Snapchat?
Initially, probably around 2020. And then we kind of fell off and then reconnected in 2023.
What month?
Did we reconnect?
Yes.
March, April.
When you were married to Sariah, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever have a conversation, or were you ever confronted about Cheyenne by Sariah?
No.
Were there other girls besides Cheyenne?
Just once, yes.
Did Sariah ever confront you with suspicions that you were cheating on her?
Yes.
And when was that?
That would have been around April or May of 2023.
How can you remember that date?
How?
Yes.
I tend to use when I go out to the field to kind of date my years, and we had just recently came back from the field.
So when did you go to the field last in 2023?
July of 2023.
And before the July 2023 field training, when was the time that you'd been out before that?
February into March of 2023 was a pretty big training exercise.
How many weeks was it?
5.
Where was it?
It was, I'm going to say Fairbanks because I don't really know the interior very well. But it was, I remember my phone locating it at the North Pole.
Did you take your phone with you to the training?
I had it on me, but like once it's called going into the box, the phones were kind of left off because it was a very serious training environment.
And did Sariah confront you about her suspicions of cheating after your February-March field training in Fairbanks?
She did.
How did that conversation go?
She basically just wanted to know what was going on and why, and just normal, why are you cheating on me questions.
Did you feel guilty?
Yes.
But you kept talking to Cheyenne.
I did.
Why would you do that?
Because I felt it would have been suspicious if I just stopped talking to her in general. So I tried to wind it down slowly. That way it looked less suspicious on Cheyenne's end.
Did Cheyenne know you were married?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. We're going to talk more about your Snapchat conversations later.